Beautiful. Ooh. Hey, beautiful. How you doing tonight? Welcome back to Lucky After Dark. Hey, did you enjoy yesterday's video? If you missed it, Cam joined me, whoop whoop, on the couch. And that was a little bit something at the end. Just real quick, today in the spirit of yesterday's video, I really liked it. First of all, it was kind of nice for the first time, I think, either in a long time. I guess for the Prison Diary OGs, this is not the first time that Cam and I actually, have came on camera together. I know that much, but I don't think we've ever actually made a video like that together. Like, that was pretty cool, so, because ideally the prayer is that I will get him out of prison and then we can have a channel together. Like, that is my prayer. That is my one and only life desire, is to just get married to this man. Well, to get him out of prison, get married to him, and we just have a channel together, That's it, and let him take the ropes. You'll see, actually, we didn't switched roles, because when we met in the program in prison, I was a queen. I was a queen that felt helpless, and, I didn't feel helpless. I felt, oppressed, I guess you could say, like suppressed. I felt my voice is, suppressed. Just my capabilities is just not, is restrained, just because of the environment and the role that I'm forced to play in this environment. So it just was what it was. And Cam, he just stepped in and used to handle a lot of things for me. Like, was the guy, I guess you could say. He just would go to bat for me with trouble that, I would get into in the program. He just watched out for me all the time. He made sure that things got done. When we were trying to get something or whatever, he was the one who would handle it. So I really missed that, but I always knew that the roles would switch when I came out here, because I obviously am a very capable person. I'm a very smart person. I'm not a very smart person, but I'm smart enough to try to accomplish the things that I would like to, do. So I kind of had known that, the roles would switch for a minute. But it would be nice to actually get him out again, and out again, but to get him out, and I'm sure that there's a lot of things that he would love to just start taking charge of again, and I would love to let him. But in the meantime, yesterday it was just nice to kind of have like a little practice run of us chatting with you guys on camera. He loves, hearing about you guys and the comments that y'all write, and just how well the channel's doing and stuff. It's nice to have any subscribers, honestly. Like, obviously I hope and pray to grow, but at the same time, I am very humble and grateful and appreciative of the subscribers that I have. Like, it's so cool to actually have people that, click with me. I feel like it's kind of like a community, a group of us, a click together, and it's really nice. And the more people that join our little tribe, the more that it becomes like an actual, a little community, to a neighborhood, to a city, to a little country. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a real actual space on YouTube. Like, that's pretty cool. So I'm just, anyway, he's been wanting to join it, again, because he has shown up on the channel. So after posting that video, it did get me thinking about the topic that we were touching on. And if you saw that video, it's about straight acting gay guys and how they fit in to the prison environment. And it just got me thinking about wanting to tell this little story time. And I actually have mentioned this person here and there, not only in yesterday's video, but a few other times when I used to read my prison diaries, and then also just other times, like at random, like this person came up on topic. And it's because I really felt for this person. I am somebody who, prior to prison, was very much in the scene, I guess you could say, in the gay scene. Like, I really loved going out to the bars and the clubs and just being in the gay areas of a city. Like I loved knowing, where do the gays hang out in Baltimore? Where do the gays hang out in New York City? Where do the gays hang out in Richmond? Where do the gays hang out in DC? And so on and so on. Actually, I've even been to Philadelphia and Miami, come to think about it. I love gay pride. Like, I'm somebody who very much just embraces the LGBT community, and I love it. And it's because they embraced me, as soon as I came out. And this is coming from somebody who, like many young people did, felt like they didn't fit in. So after getting to prison and then seeing how distorted and, just all scrambled up the LGBT community is in there, it really pissed me off a lot and bummed me out a lot too. But then meeting this particular person, who I refer to as Rachel, and I give her that name because this is the name she chose. It it was a situation that actually kind of really made me, for the first time, see the long-term damage that an environment like this has on a homosexual. Rachel was somebody who, on the outside, was a straight guy. But Rachel had said, and I'll just, since this is what she wanted to be referred to as, I would just say she, as I, speak about her, the pronoun that I'll use. On the outside, she was a bona fide straight guy, played football, loved anime, and just a very intellectual person. Like, loved deep conversation, like the kind that really makes your head hurt, at least my puny little mind. You know what I mean? Like, she'd be talking deep into philosophy and theory and all kinds of different things, like, just the meaning of this and stuff. And it was nice. It definitely was intellectually stimulating, and I could see where, like, someone like her would be so starved for that kind of conversation, which is why she didn't really talk to too many people. And then after we clicked, she really, like, tried to, like, attach herself to me. But she was just a regular guy. Now, she did tell me that in her younger years, like at about like 12 years old and then 14 years old, she did have two different experiences with another, like, boy her age. Um, and she liked it, but at the same time, she still was dating girls and she liked girls. Got locked up. That was a sad situation too, because she had gotten in trouble for like a juvenile charge and only did like a year and a half time or something like that, because her lawyer got it where she had like 15 years backup time. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, back time or something like that. uh Meaning, like, she's on probation for, I think it was like 4 years. If she gets in trouble within that 4 years, that back time of 15 years, the judge has at his or her discretion how much time they want to issue. That's how I actually got 3.5 years, because I caught that new charge and I was on probation. So anyway, that's not the story time we're talking about. She was 16 now at this time, 16, 17, I think, like 17. No. That's when she first got in trouble. When she got out, she was 19, and only was out for like 8 months or something like that, hanging with the same, people from the neighborhood that she used to get in trouble with before. But at the same time, wanted to go to college and actually was working like part-time at Starbucks, trying to actually like enroll into either community college or regular 4-year college, and was in the car one night with her homeboys, and somehow got pulled over. The police searched the car, and her friend had a gun in the car, and as a felon, she wasn't allowed to be anywhere near firearms in the state of Virginia or whatever. It's illegal to have one in your possession or anything like that. She's obviously, dark skinned black person. So, I don't know, somebody else, maybe they might have realized it's not, what I mean, maybe had a little bit more grace, a little bit more compassion, a little bit more mercy. But poor Rachel went in front of the judge. Here it is 8 months later, caught in possession of a firearm. It's not even hers. And that judge, out of the 15 years backup time, gave Rachel 12 years. Okay? So now, Rachel ends up telling me 6 years into the bid. I met Rachel at about 8 years now into the bid. But Rachel said, actually, I think it was less than that. I think it was 4 years into her bid is actually when she switched. And then I met her at either 6 or 8 years in. I think it might have still been 8, but now it's like she had been like a queen for like 4 years or something like that. Either 2 or 4. But anyway, couple years into her bid, she's seeing the environment. At first, she didn't want to have anything to do with the homosexuals, just like a lot of people do when they first get to prison. But then over time, there's a very good reason why a lot of people switch. I've met a lot of people that were once gang members and now they were queens, or gang members and now they deal with queens. I was with somebody that used to be a gang member, as a matter of fact. And I met people that they just, were just at one point not wanting to deal with the queens and then became a queen or started messing with queens. There is definitely, at first glance, like on the surface, initially it looks like it's bad news to have any dealings with a queen, or that the homosexuals in there have it worse, have it the worse off than anybody else, like doing time. But as you're there, because you ain't going nowhere after you're sentenced, mind you, once you have 15 years, 18 years, 12 years, 10 years, whatever, like now you're here, you ain't going nowhere, you start to really see the environment. It's like being stuck in a neighborhood, you know what I mean? But you don't even go to work, you don't even go to school, you just literally in your neighborhood, you know what I mean? Like every day, like you start to see who's who knows who, how things operate, and just the workings of this little community. And the queens really have it pretty well because of the guys wanting to pursue them. And Rachel not only had prior homosexual experiences, but also, and was intrigued with it, but then also had noticed, like some of the luxuries that queens have in terms of being the women of this society and things like that. But initially, when Rachel like switched to join the community to pursue homosexuality openly in prison, initially she was trying to get with queens because she wanted to fuck people, you know what I mean, like but as she would date different people, which is very hard to date in prison, it's really like you either are a slut that just is uncommitted to anybody, or you're married to somebody. Like, there's no in between. But as she was trying to navigate it, like, many people try, but it's just kind of like impossible. If she started to like really like someone, she would want to experience it back. Rachel is the type of gay person, in my opinion, that just likes both. A versatile person. That's very normal. That doesn't exist in prison. So then that's where she started switching completely into being the feminine one. So this way she can get her groove on, get some nice fillings, shall we say. And she would get a husband that is kind of laid back, and she'd be able to kind of push for him to try it, and be able to have her cake and eat it too. Okay. And the part where there's nothing wrong with anything that I just said. The part where I feel bad for her and I was able to see the long-term effect of an environment like this is because over the course of the 6 years or 8 years, whatever time that it is that she's been in here in this environment, and seen that the more feminine you are, the more womanly you act and appear to the men, the more valued you are, the more valuable you are, the more the more of a prize you are, and the more you can get from these guys. It not just her. This is all queens. I even actually struggled with it for a second there, but she eventually started to feel like she should try to be as womanly as possible, get on hormones, even though when she started taking them it freaked her out and she stopped taking them, which that happens to a lot of queens in there. Because I don't have nothing against gay people that feel like they should be a woman and then want to transition into being a tranny and they're a transgender person. I have nothing against that when it is your choice. But these people don't have that freedom of judgment because they are placed in an environment where it's pushed onto you. So now you're kind of like making a decision under duress. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, like, actually not even kind of, just yeah, like you're making a decision literally under duress, under pressure, under force, under encouragement, like, like intense encouragement. So over time, she just, when we would talk about it, and I would try to explain to her, because, this is somebody, she had never even experienced the gay culture outside. Like, I would try to tell her about it. Like, I'm like, Rachel, because Rachel nevertheless still looked very manly, like cut up. And that used to confuse a lot of people. Because it's like, on the one hand, she liked to have her jeans super, super tight. And the bitch had thick thighs, thunder thighs, a big butt. She liked working out her butt, making sure it was nice and, plump and perky and all of that stuff. Rock hard abs, broad chest, like a man, you know what I mean? Big ass arms, bigger than mine, like looked like an actual dude, chiseled jaw, looked like a great looking guy. But then she would try to pad her bra to make her boobs look real because she was too scared to get on hormones. Always clean shaven. And then usually when some queens are cool with female COs, they can get makeup from those female COs, and then they might, buy it from other queens, trade off, use each other's or something, or like use, like me. I actually taught a lot of the queens in there this trick, this hack, a prison hack, using the colored pencils. She would do her eyes, like, with makeup and stuff like that. Talk really, really girly. But then it's like, as soon as we were kind of like alone sometimes, they would relax and all of a sudden their voice is a little bit deeper. It's like, I don't know. It makes the person really have like an identity issue, because she was saying like, oh, I want to transition, I want to be, like a strong woman and all this stuff. And I would try to tell her, I'm like, Rachel, I don't think that you would actually want to be a woman. Like, if you were outside, like, you just be a regular gay guy. Like, there's plenty of guys that I've met and seen like you. I mean, and y'all know what I'm talking about. You can click on Instagram, you see them all over the place. If you want to find them, you can find the type of guys that I'm talking about, like just regular gay guys, masculine, even feminine, that are buff as hell. I would like to be one of them one day. Like, my hope is, after Cam and I talk about this all the time, is that when he comes out, we'll get like hopefully we can become full-time YouTubers, which would be so cool. We can work out all the time, so this way we look beautiful for you guys. We can tongue each other down on the camera for y'all. Maybe start OnlyFans. It's like, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I do value health and fitness and things like that. I would like to take it more seriously. And Cam, he's an athlete. He used to play basketball and stuff, and work out. And we could do that together. But anyway, just like regular gay guys. And I try to tell Rachel, like, I think that's how you would be, but she just she couldn't even conceive. This is how you know that somebody's confused. She couldn't even conceive that is actually real. Like, that's an actual real lifestyle. Like, that there's gay guys like that. The way that the environment is in here, in the sense, like, you have feminine guys and the men that chase after them, she felt like that's the way that it is out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no such thing as like two guys, Like, I'm like, bitch, you've just been in here too freaking long. Like, it's sad. That's sad. You know, and it's not, and the thing that pisses me off why I be doing these videos is because, like, and then I'm finished. Here we are at 20 minutes. But yeah, the thing that really pisses me off why is, like, I be doing these videos is because this is something that was placed on her. But then it's like, you go click on somebody else's prison channel, one of these bogus ass straight guys or these thug channels or something like that, and they're gonna turn and try to flip the whole thing on the homosexual. Oh, they all act like they women. They be trying to, get people to call them she and her and stuff like that. It's a dude, man. But it's like, meanwhile, if that dude had a pee standing up, they'd be looking at him crazy, being like, why are you doing that? You're supposed to be peeing sitting down. If that dude had a mustache on their face like I did, they would constantly be asking them, why do you have a mustache on your face? You don't shave your mustache? Why aren't your legs shaven? It's like, what the fuck? What the hell? You know what I'm saying? It's just, I hate it. And I've said it so many times, and I'm sorry if you're like a regular watcher and you're like, I get it, Lucky. You hate it, I know. Me too, Lucky. You keep saying it. But I really do, I really do. And it just frustrates me because it's like, this that I'm saying, it's so big in the actual picture, but it's so small in the text. You know what I'm saying? The text, the narrative of this is so tiny that it almost doesn't exist. But the actual image, the actual picture, it's the whole fucking page. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what the hell? So, that's all I got for you guys tonight. But I'm going to try to cheer up and have a better attitude in the next video. You know what I mean? This way I'm not such a grouch. But I love you guys. And don't forget to subscribe. And be safe. Wear your mask. As a matter of fact, in the spirit of LGBT, the real LGBT, my mom, my sweet dear old mama, she gave me something today. So, bam. Okay. Woof woof. Be safe, you guys. Love you. Bye.